Hello and welcome back to live coverage of an event on Live for Speed by Sim Broadcasts. Today is Thursday the 4th of August and you're watching Fragmaster's GTI Thursday round number 31 with the XFG and XRG but in separate races tonight at Fern Bay Gold. I'm Peter Butcher and I'm joined in the commentary box as ever for this series by Zdravko Topolnjak. Zdravko, how are you?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm great. Hot. How's you?
I'm really good and I'm ready to get going for a bunch of GTI racing this evening, which, as I mentioned just before, is going to be with two separate cars and in two separate races, interestingly. So let's have a see what that means for tonight's action, as I will switch over the graphics to this, which will show you that we have hello, that is not what I wanted to do. We have two races. Race 1 will be 25 minutes long or 14 laps. Race 2 will be with the XRG, which will also be 25 minutes long or 14 laps. So yeah, we have two qualifying sessions. We've just had a one-shot qualifying session with the XFG, Zdravko, and we're going to have another 15-minute qualifying session at 7:30 with the XRG for race 2. So a bit different.
Yeah, a bit different, but I like it that the two cars are separated, so everybody can show their skill in the car they like better.
Yeah, and these are the cars, of course, the XFG and XRG, both being used but in separate races, which is a little bit interesting. So I like that. We've got something new today. The drivers have to switch mentalities from front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. The XRG has slightly more power, but it's a very different beast around FE Gold. We've been to FE Gold a bunch of times with the GTIs. We love the GTIs in this series, of course. But yeah, which race do you think is going to have more drama, Zdravko?
I think XFG is easier to roll.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. All right, well, we are ready to go for race number 1. So let's get that action on screen for you right now. And yeah, take it away, Zdravko, for the start.
Yeah, on pole we have Sidis Unite. So let's see how he goes. He's followed by Yonik Attila and TJ. So strong field at the front. And it's a green light. Off they go. Unai gets a good start. Yoni follows. TJ is a bit closer. We have Ricardo very close to Mentes. We could try for a dive. He does. Does it work? It does not.
Yeah, so far cleanly away. We do have a spin at the background, actually. It looks like Pekka Koivunen is having to rejoin at the back, and we are, well, we still have our 31 runners that we had at the beginning, but yes, Unite pulls away quite cleanly in the lead so far, and yeah, he's strong in the XFG, but as Zdravko alluded to in the pre-show, they are very keen at rolling around here, around the tight and twisty bends of FE3 in LFS.
It looks like Yoni is keen. He's very close to Unite on the exit to the bridge. Not sure if this is close enough. He pulls it to the inside. And it's a fight for the lead. And he makes it through.
Yeah, through very, very cleanly there as well.
Mentes also went through TJ. So that's two passes. Mentes tried to go for the lead. Oh, he's going
to be forced onto a tight line, and that means TJ is going to get the run around the outside as he, well, tries to almost thread the needle between Unite and Yoni Catilla. Yoni Catilla has the outside now, will be the inside for the final long sweeping 180-degree left-hander. Look at that gaggle of cars. How many cars are in there? 8 cars, and there's contact between Rick Cardle and Twincam. Twincam spinning out there and losing a ton of places. So Rick Cardle and Twincam coming together side by side.
Oh, Unite went very tight in chicane.
Hitting.
But that's a smart move. He was forced for a tight line in chicane. He would lose lots of places on the straight. So why not just pit?
A lot more cars going into the pit lane, and that leaves Yoni Catilla out at the front trying to fend off the likes of TJ and Mantas, who look like they're going to be side by side through the chicane. You don't want to be side by side. Nope, TJ slots in behind, and as they go over that bumpy chicane, it's a fantastic shot, that, isn't it? Seeing them all dart over that chicane. But yeah, not as perilous in the XFG as some of the faster cars we see.
Yeah, so Unite drops to 24th, but The big problem is this is very short pit lane, so he is right into traffic again.
Yeah, that's
He
going to
will
hurt
not
him, isn't
get
it?
any free air at all, and he will be slowed down by slower cars. So I'm not sure that is a good tactic.
Well,
Meanwhile,
here's the
TJ is
tactic.
interested.
Yeah, TJ wants to find a way past the Born to race car ahead of him, and they're going to bunch up as we head into the final sector. Notice that Yoni is not able really at this point to get away, and as soon as TJ is released, you'd think he'd be all over the back of Yoni. Give Yoni some credit; it's only been a lap that he's had the lead, but while these two are squabbling behind, he's not really opening up the gap. TJ unable to find a way through on the middle sector. Will he have any luck on the final sector?
There will be one interesting development to look at. I was watching at qualifying, and Yoni had trouble with his wheel. I think it
Okay.
disconnected 4 times in one lap, so he had another try at qualify. So that might happen in the race.
So some interesting developments there potentially, as we have Donny having a go around the outside of Rick Cardle. Iron versus Sidus, and Donny was sent quite wide there. Rick chose his braking zone perfectly.
He gets better exit now.
Yeah.
Not good enough, yeah.
He's going to be under pressure from one of the other B2R drivers. This is Loco now in this blue livery, lining up these two.
Not sure Donny has given up.
Donny never gives up.
Yeah. It's all about staying close in this fast turn now. If he manages to stay in the draft, he gets a chance. And it does look good. Yarmola also goes very wide in front of them. As they all hit the wall. But Donny does have a draft. He tries for the outside. As Loco has a great view of that fight.
Yeah, just to be clear, this is not Yara Loco. This is Loco. This is a different Loco in Born to Race. Here he is, and we have two Ricks as well, just to add to the confusion. But here we are up the front. Mantas versus Yoni. Yoni's really struggling here, or should I say that Mantas is on an absolute charge. This is Yoni Katilla. This is XFG specialist in action here, being chased down by Mantas. So this is a unusual development. Very, very unusual to see this.
I think he's in draft zone. He definitely is. Yeah, Yoni goes defensive. He will try to cover the inside for turn 1.
Very, very close margins, but Yoni just about has the corner. He's got a bit of a slide on. That means that the Born to Race car can hold some speed.
Mantas keeps the nose in.
Now he backs
breaks
out of it. Yeah, he just didn't have enough overlap to make that stick. That's going to give TJ a sniff as we head into the uphill, twisty hill section of this lap. But yeah, this is really great stuff from the front three. Yoni has not got this easy at all today.
Yeah. I think Mantas will try again. He's more aggressive. He is closer to the edge of the track on the apexes.
And if you wanted to see whether Unite's strategy of pitting on lap 1 was paying off, well, this is surely an answer. No, he's currently in a battle with for P18 at the moment and struggling to get past. Even on the back straight, this is 4, 5, 6 corners he's been trying to get past, and it's just not working out. So Unite surely will drop down the order quite considerably by the end, as there's a crash up ahead involving one of the that's Koivunen and one of the air attack cars. That's EA Presley.
Yeah, so that's easy free places for Nico now. As Mantas goes to the inside. Oh, that's a great fight between those two. STG is interesting, just looking behind, doesn't want to get too close to them.
I don't know, he was pretty close. I mean, what do you do in TJ's shoes here? Do you sit back? Do you wait for these two to take each other out? Or do you just think, it's only a sprint race, let's get involved? So far, he's not got a good exit at all. Mantas is going to have a great run here. Yoni obviously defends the inside, forcing Mantas around the outside yet again, but we're going to stick with this action at the front. We've got action further back, but this is the battle for the lead, and it is Mantas who yet again isn't able to get through at turn 1. Not in a good position for the chicane, so he's going to have to scratch his head for a little bit longer to find out where on this lap can he get past Joni Katila.
I think as long as Joni is able to defend the inside on turn 1 and not overshoot the braking zone, he should be okay, but Mantas has a chance out of this fast turn in sector 2.
Rick versus Yarmolo is spicing up for P5. Rick is really dancing all over the back of that car, but a gap opens up there. And here goes
So
Mantas.
let's
Zdravko.
keep with Mantas. Joni again blocks the inside. So Mantas has to outbrake him and try to keep the car on the outside. He manages to do that. Oh, that's very close. So Joni has a better line here, but
oh, contact.
Yeah, and TJ might pounce. So Mantas might end up losing the place. TJ lifts, I think.
Yeah, TJ's letting him have another go. This is great to see. I mean, TJ's probably thinking, wow, Mantas has got a great shot of getting through, and TJ's best bet right now might be to just let Mantas do the hard work and slip through. This is very exciting at the front. I don't recall a GTI race where Joni Katila was so under threat so early on, but it's great to see, I have to say. No disrespect to Joni, of course, but let's see. What can TJ do? What can Mantas do? It doesn't look like Fnatic is close enough right now. There's almost a 2-second gap, even though these guys are fighting. So this is a 3-way fight right now.
I mean, that's also very interesting that Fnatic is not able to follow that. That just shows how high pace top 3 are maintaining. I think that Mantas has been putting the work last few months, and it has been showing in his climb to the top of the field.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, he kind of burst onto the scene. We didn't really know who he was, and then he ended up being in a lineup with Isaac Price, nonetheless, for the 6 hour. That certainly put him on our radar, and now look at him.
Sorry to correct you. That was Mazwe.
Oh, Mazwe. Yes, sorry. Yes, you're right. I will slap myself on the wrist for that.
Yeah.
Mantas. Yes, that's a big blooper. My mistake.
I think they're both Lithuanians, so that's
Close enough,
alleviating
then.
for you.
Okay.
So
Are you
TJ
saying
has
that it might have
started.
been easy to mix it up?
It's always easy to mix it up. TJ has been starting to attack Mantas, and Mantas has been gradually losing time to Joni. So maybe TJ has decided it's time to go.
Or, and this is a big or, was Joni Katila sandbagging in the hope that Mantas and TJ would squabble? Just throwing in a curveball there?
I don't think you would sandbag with Unite pitting early. Unite was by far fastest in quali anyway. So that's a risk.
Yeah, well, speaking of quali, I guess it's only fair that we actually show those qualifying results. While we do have a breather in the action, the qualifying results are going to be on screen in just a second's time, I hope. Yeah, there we are. So on pole, it was Unite by quite a margin, as you mentioned, 2/10 almost.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I just like to now, just now that Unite caught sun clear air, he put up a fastest lap of the race that was 3/10 faster than Joni last time around, I think. So it might not be over for him.
Yeah, so the gap to Fnatic and the two behind Joni is closing, as you can see on the screen. Yarmalo has opened up a comfortable as it's possible to have gap over Rick Cardle, and then the three Born to Race cars behind of Loco, Rayman, and Mismtas. Speaking of, spoke too soon, and that gap that was so comfortable for Yarmalo has disappeared, and Rick has regained 5th place.
Not sure what that was. It had to be a mistake because Yarmolo's split time looks faster than Rick's. No, I'm wrong. It looks slower, but not that much.
Well, at the end of this lap, we'll be halfway through. There we are, halfway through race number 1. Remember, the drivers will not be driving the XFG in race 2. They'll be switching to the XRG. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Zdravko, I believe we have a reversed grid for race 2 as well.
I will correct you because they're wrong. We have second quali.
Yes, there is a second qualifier.
Yeah,
yes.
This one is
This
a
is
bit
a special
different.
event. This has thrown us off.
Yeah. This is a race number 250 and 2. Yeah. So yeah, we did it a bit different this time around. Maybe we like it. Maybe we continue doing it like this. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, this is a bit of a test. So I guess I introduced the format only 10 minutes ago, and I already forgot it. So yeah, this is all new. But everyone's starting to string out now as we head into the second part of the race. Battle for P12 here between Yeret and Twincam. Sorry, P11 this is a fight for. Twincam on the outside, trying to make the move over this double left. Very, very difficult corner. Not a lot of room, as you can see. Contact. Deceptively little room.
I was just looking at that name. Could it be here, Loco?
It is not. That would be, yeah.
Driving seemed similar.
Well, the username is similar to Yeroloko, but slightly different.
And behind those two, we got Unite closely following.
Yera pulls to the pits.
First guy that pitted. Now we also have Raymond pitting. This will be close. I think Unite has him. Yeah.
Yeah, Rayman was some way down the order, so that's just an indicator of how much work Unite's got to do in the 6 laps he's got left here.
Yeah, I think Raymond was behind Loco.
Yeah,
so
piece 7 or 8.
Yeah, so that would put Unite somewhere around Fnatic.
Fnatic, Rick, and Yarmalo, I reckon.
Yeah, and he was basically leading when he pitted.
He'd been shuffled down, but it didn't make much difference.
Yeah, and he will have to clear Twincam very fast if he wants to even keep that place.
Well, for Unite to have already got back into the top 10 is pretty impressive. Let's see how quickly he can get through Twincam, as you mentioned, because this is important. This really is the stopper in the bottle. This is one of the fastest guys he would have had to have cut back through since his pit stop. And Twincam likes to defend. Twincam did have that spin at the start, remember? So, and it was, I believe, who was it with? Was it with Unite? No, it wasn't, because Unite was slightly further ahead.
It was with Yarmolo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yarmolo, possibly, but either way, there was a spin just before the final chicane. So Twincam was slightly further down the order. Unite's got a lot of work to do, and he's got to get past this Born to Race car now. Got to line him up out of here.
And Twincam pits.
And that makes it easy.
Yeah, as side as Spunky, Yoni Katila posts another fastest lap of the race, so maybe he got used to the car.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, well, it depends how long Yoni's been away from the XFG, because it doesn't normally take him that long to get up to speed with cars. But maybe in his old age, he's getting rusty.
Yeah, but Mentes definitely can't live with that pace. Almost 1.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, Yoni scared me a little bit, but now he's changed into the normal Yoni gear that we see him in.
Yeah, but the one guy that is getting closer to his prey is Fnatic. He was almost 2 seconds behind TJ. It's less than a second now. And he's gaining 2-3 tenths every lap. With 4 laps to go, it could develop into a fight for last podium place.
Twincam's not had a good pit stop. He re-emerges in 15th, having lost around 10 seconds or so in the pit lane, doing something or other to his car. So not great for Twincam.
I think that was just the pit through time.
Okay, yeah. So he's yeah.
I mean,
Else he would have been way further down, I
That's
guess.
probably shortest pit lane in LFS.
Yeah. So he
It's
only lost
Fnatic
15
pits.
seconds. It's a good thing rather than a negative thing.
So Fnatic pits. This will be make it or break it for Unite.
Yeah. Where is Unite? Let's see where he is.
Just
It's quite
across
a long
the
way
start
back.
finish line. Yeah.
Well, you were right to call. You were right to call it as being close with Fnatic. You were slap on the money there, and this is going to bring him out right into the battle with Yarmalu and Rickardle, I imagine, unless he can dispatch with Fnatic. Here is the Yarmalu.
I think he will be
Rickardle
around
battle.
Loco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure he will be able to be close to Cardo and Yarmola unless they fight.
Hearing that Unite's pace is not currently as quick as these two, so yeah, you're probably right. Closer to the Loco than this battle. Not too much slower.
Goes very wide onto the grass. Not sure how much time he lost there.
By the looks of it, enough, because that gap is going to shoot up when we get a sector time across start finish. Further back into the 20s, battle side by side between Rick98 for Road Appraiser and Yari Katilla, and it looks like it's done. Yari Katilla is still in the lead. Rick backed out of that move on this occasion.
So yeah, Ricardo was 1.5 seconds behind TJ.
And now it's 1.1.
Yeah, so TJ lost almost half a second.
Or so, yeah. So we expect these leaders to come into the pits either this lap or next. What would you do if you were fighting in this tight battle between Yarmalu and Rick? Would you box the opposite? Would you box at the same time? What's the best call?
I tried to overtake on the track. Yeah, I think I'd try and catch him on the track because the pit stop time will be the same anyway. And if he is not close enough, Yarmola, maybe try and pit lap before. So pit this lap and try to just try to use the better speed that you get when Ricardo gets out of pits.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Well, either way, we're going to see what happens in a few corners' time. Yarmalu has dropped back slightly on this lap.
Yeah, he lost 2 tenths in first 2 sectors. So I think they will be very close to Unite. So they can't allow themselves to have mistakes.
Yeah, well, that's the gap between Unite and Fnatic. It's not low enough for us to see Unite gaining many positions through the pit stop phase, I don't think. As Mantas has pitted, Loco also in the pits. So here we are. We are going to see some shake-ups with the penultimate lap still to do. And that is a bit interesting. We have Yoni Katilla in the lead, quite by a huge lead at the moment. Then it's TJ. Then we've got Rick Cardle, who stayed out. Yarmalo, who stayed out. Then Mantas, who boxed from P2. And it looks like Unite is going to get Loco. Yes, he does on the exit. So just about what you said, Zdravko.
Yeah, but only a second ahead of Loco. So that might put him half a second behind Yarmola.
Right, well, we will see.
After Yarmola pits.
Yeah, we will see in the next 2 minutes what happens there. Because everybody from Yoni down to P4 has to come in the pit lane this time round. We've seen races won and lost in this phase. Unite will know that very, very much from the last time out, with some speeding penalties, as well as some B2R cars who did that too.
Yeah, or maybe if they miss the pit box, not stop in time. It's easy to lose half a second, and half a second might mean a position here. But other than that, I think that top 3 are quite clear. It
Indeed.
will be
Well,
interesting where Cardo comes in relation to Fnatic.
in
Is he
comes
on
Yoni
the
Katilla,
pits?
in comes TJ, in comes Rick, and in comes Yarmalo. So it's the battle of the pit stops. This is the game changer. This changes the complete face of the race. Rick goes very deep into the pits, but a very nice clean exit. Let's keep an eye on Mantas. How far is Mantas going to get through this squabble?
So he gets TJ.
Back into P2 and doesn't get too much of a slingshot up to the back of
Fnatic
Yoni.
gets Yarmola. No? Oh, that's very close. Oh my god. He will definitely try to go too wide through chicane. Let's see
Yeah,
how
let's
they
watch
do.
this from Unite's perspective, and it's a great move from Fnatic. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, Yarmola was a good sport here.
Yeah.
But he hasn't given up.
Yeah, and now look at Unite. Unite is gaining, and he's going to have the slipstream down the back straight. This is going to be fireworks on the last lap. Could it potentially be P4 for Unite out of all of this? I doubt it. Fnatic has got through. He's clear. Sorry, P5 is the
I
best he
think
can hope for here.
Yarmola is still in the draft zone.
Yeah.
He pulls out? Did he pull out?
Oh, this is great stuff.
Maybe Yarmola expected Fnatic to cover and just bluff to the outside.
Yeah, United's put his car in all the right places, but no flinches, no drops of the ball from the two cars ahead. He's going to have to scramble for something out of the final corner. They both run it right to the edge, using all the tarmac and more and the curb. And here we go. Too wide are we going to have into the third to last? Oh, Fnatic covering the
defended
inside.
Not sure he had to do that.
Yeah,
bit
Yamalo's
like
compromised
defending.
himself there. Oh, Unite couldn't quite get into that gap, and he's now pushing. He's now pushing Fnatic. He doesn't want to get overtaken or mugged by Unite. We're going to have to cut to the front because Yoni is going to win this one quite comfortably in the end, ahead of Mantas. Then it'll be TJ. But who's going to get that P5? It's going to be Fnatic, Yarmalo, then Unite. What a great end to the race!
Yeah, great finish.
Fantastic stuff. That's what we race GTIs for, folks. That's how close it can be after 14 laps when the best are battling with each other. P8 goes to Loco from Born to Race. Iron Donny P9. Then we've got Rayman for Born to Race in P10. Luke for Praiser. Mice Metsas for Born to Race in P12. Augustin in P13 for Furtive Junior. Twin Cam P14 for Born to Race. Chameleon for Sim Racing Polska P5. And we'll let the rest of the cars finish and then run down the full order in post. That was a great one, and we have some qualifying now, don't we, for the XRG race to round out this evening?
Exactly. I think this one should have had the blood boiling for the drivers, so XRG will be fireworks.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual for us because, as far as I know, it's going to be 15 minutes, a whole 15 minutes of qualifying. Is that unusual? Because normally it's one shot, right?
We usually have a one shot, but for this kind of events, it's easier to do an timed open quali. So the track positioning and finding a clear track will be imperative in the quali, especially on this short track.
Well, there we are. Full classification of the first race. 24 minutes, 23 seconds, 0.25 for Ioni Katilla, World Class Lions, taking the gold. Then we have Mantas, less than a second behind in the end, so good effort by him. It must have been a really good pit stop from the Born to Race driver there to take P2 on the podium. Then TJ took P3, 2.5 seconds behind. Rick Cardle, P4. Fnatic, Yarmalo, Unite, Loco, Donny, and Rayman round out your top 10. Then we've got Luke, Mismatsas for Born to Race in P12, Augustin, Twin Camp, Chameleon, Yera, Cormis, Magic, Rick 98, and Pekka Koivunen round out the top 20. On the second page of results, it's Yari Katilla, Furtive Junior, Young, Rocket, Kirku 87, Storm for Born to Race, not seen him in a long time, No Scope, EA Presley, Pakaji. Then we've got Lucas Carvalho, Christian, and Rubik rounding out the 31 drivers. Some DNFs there But there we are. Only the bottom three didn't finish. Zdravko, there's a bit of a pause, then we go straight into quali. Is that right?
Yeah, I think in a minute or something. I'm just watching. I didn't even realize that Storm raced.
Yeah,
Nice to see
an
him
old name
back.
there. Nice to see him back indeed. But yeah, he'll be a bit shocked that he was 55 seconds off, or maybe he won't because he hasn't been around for a while in Need for Speed. But yeah, good to see Storm back, even if we only realised he was in the race during the results readout. Sorry for that.
I think we will watch more closely in the second race. The rust has gone off, surely.
Well, I hope so. Hopefully, he can climb through the order because 25th is not where he would like to be. You know, he's got quite the pedigree in the GTI class, and anyone who's been driving GTIs in LFS for a while knows the name B2R Storm. No pressure for race 2.
Yep. Just thinking about XRG and who is better than XRG. I'm not sure that Yone can keep the lead in the second car. I think it should be firmly Armola territory.
Well, let's see, shall we? We have 15 minutes of qualifying that has just started in the background. The cars are going to do that out laps, and then we are going to get some qualifying action for the first time in quite a while on our channel, it has to be said. We haven't covered a full qualifying session in some time, so that's new, or you know, hasn't been done for a while. Then we're into another 14-lap race, but this time in the XRG, which, to remind you, is not powered by the front wheels like the XFG. It is powered by the rear wheels, so the drivers have to put their heads on backwards for this one, Zdravko, to muscle a very different beast around the track. So, yeah, you know this series inside and out. Who are we watching out for in race 2? We normally like to place our wagers for this. I've not got a clue, so I'm going to let you go first.
Well, that's a really hard one to call, you know. I think
get the excuses in early. Why not?
Yeah, I think I would go with Yarmola. Yeah, I think I would go with Yarmola, but TJ is also very, very strong here. Last time I raced this track with GTIs, I know I really put in the time to practice the track. I think I did like 500 laps in a week. And I got to some great times, and in quali I even beat TJ, but in the race he was just I don't know how to put it. I think it's easy to do a fast lap, but he was putting like quali laps all the time in the race, and it was just crazy. So I'd say Yarmo or TJ. Not really sure which one of those two. Can I do that? Can I double up?
Well, I'm gonna pose you a question. Do you want to lock in your choice before quali's finished, or do we want to have this discussion before the grid? Because I think I need a bit of time potentially to.
Is it fun to do it after quali?
Well, you have a lot more knowledge of who is fast consistently in the GTIs than I do, so I feel like I'm at a distinct disadvantage. But you know what? I'll go for it. Why not? I'll just pick a name out of the hat. Maybe I don't know. Well, they're on their hot laps now, so I haven't got long to choose. But give me a moment. Give me a moment to think. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna go for TJ. I'm gonna back TJ for the win.
So I have to back your model then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't going to choose the same.
Enough.
I can't choose the same. You chose first. I shouldn't have given you the choice first. That was the thing. I should have. Yeah, that wasn't the good thing to do.
Fair enough. So TJ and Yarmo, coincidentally, are the first two cars that went out of pits to set a lap. So they both are eager to show
you
what
got to
they
get
can
clean air. You know, the race doesn't stop during qualifying. The first out of the pit lane gets the free air. You probably had eyes on who got out first. Who was it?
It was TJ, and he was followed by Yarmo and then Mantis.
I made the right choice, Zdravko. I made the right choice.
So TJ clips grass on the penultimate turn on his first lap, so not sure how much.
I'm glad that wasn't on the cameras.
Yeah, Not sure how much time that will cost. I mean, doing a very fast lap in XRG in this track is you just have to send it. You just have to like close your eyes and hope it will stick, especially in the last sector.
Not a good innings for TJ so far, unfortunately, with that little clip on the final corner. It's cost him about 0.6 of a second over Mantas and 0.4 of a second over Jan Marlow. Yannick Attila can't quite do it on his opening attempt. He's 0.9 off the pace set by Mantas at this point, and as we see a few more times coming in, it is a pretty spread field after the first lap. The drivers, of course, have just got out of an XFG that they've been asked to race for 14 laps, and the cruel organisers of this series have put them in an XRG for race 2. I love it. It's evil, but I love it.
I love it too.
Whose idea was it?
It was Magic's idea. It was...
Okay, how's Magic doing? He's currently in P6, so
P6,
that's
yeah.
why he loves it. He's good at the whole switching the car mid-event thing, apparently, but it is a 1.6 second deficit currently.
I think we also we did it for 200 race, so there's a history of doing this. I loved it when we did it. I think it was West Hill that was raced. It's awesome stuff. I mean, as you said, it's very hard to switch mentally from XFG to XRG.
Yeah, I like that you guys, you've done it for years. Even with your Fragmaster's Fox Friday series, you do something different for the milestone events. I like that you're not afraid to shake up the format during a season. It's quite refreshing to have that. It's something new for the drivers. It's obviously slightly less participation today for one reason or another, but still a healthy grid for both of these events. So yeah, fair play to you, and congrats on 250 events, or what is this, 252, because it's the broadcasted one.
Yeah, it's 252, and thank you. But I think that the participation is just because of the summer.
Yeah, it's hot outside.
And people are on vacation having fun, and it's always.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Like
I'm very grateful for the amount of cars that we have. Put it that way. There's been darker times than this. We've had obviously we've struggled. The pandemic helped our course, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been racing LFS for a long time, and in my younger times, that would have been a full grid, 32 cars.
Yeah,
so,
no, you're right.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We have a race on our hands, and we have a good amount of. So, yes, I will slap myself on the wrist for the second time this evening. You've got to forgive me. I've been away on my vacations. I've got to get my head screwed on as well.
Well, you're lucky that you had your vacation. I made a big mistake in just having my vacation too late this year, so I'm still waiting. As TJ gets crashed on his second lap. So
that was a furtive racing car, I believe, that went for him.
South American law. So now he has to try for another
He's
try.
got time. He's got half the session left to make up.
He has time for 2 more laps, I think.
And he needs to make up 2 places if he's going to get the pole position I so desperately want him to get.
Yeah, but I do notice that the times are much more spread out this time around with XRG. Maybe it's because of the traffic. But
are you saying they are much more spread out? Because I think I know the reason why they're much more spread out. It's because they've not had any time to prepare for this session after doing probably an hour of, probably 40 minutes of driving in the XFG.
You could be right there. I mean, there are drivers that can switch on instantly.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm not one of them. I always have these kind of problems.
I used to be able to do that. I can't do that anymore. It's really difficult. Yeah. I think it's an age thing.
It could be, yeah. It could be we're getting old.
Yeah.
I think that less racing that I did, that I really tried to be fast, was, I think, BF1. And I know that in most qualifying sessions there, I just used my race set because I didn't want to break the mojo of being used to racing set. That's how hard it is to me.
Yeah, we just watched Unite do a lap, and I thought it was his flying lap, but it wasn't, so that was a waste of time. Unite's left it very late to set a time. Hopefully it goes well for him, because he's not going to have many more attempts at a flyer. Here comes Loco bouncing over those final curbs, trying to improve from 16th, which you'd hope he would, because of how high he qualified in the XFG. Let's see if he can improve.
Yoni goes
He does.
P1.
Yeah, Loco jumps over TJ. So
Yeah.
Yoni to P1, Loco to P4.
That's interesting, Yoni with P1.
Well, I, to be honest, and this isn't me backpedaling. I was going to choose Johnny for the win, but I thought, you know what? When I think of Johnny Catilla, do I think of XFG or do I think of XRG? And I think of XFG. I should have given him more credit yet again.
Yeah. So
far.
I'm just checking the times now. So the
Right.
fastest time on the server is Yarmola for XRGs. But very close is Mantis, and then Yoni, and then Unite.
Johnny's backing off. He's letting my man through.
So they all have pace for the pole.
Mantas pole. Mantas has snuck one in. 0.2 faster.
That's a crazy time, 35. He's only 200ths of a second off his PB.
Yeah, there are the times on screen. We've been using the deltas, but there we are, 1:42.35. That's rapid. I remember the times that we used to do back in the day at GTIs around this track, and FE3 was driven so much that the good times are ingrained in my mind, and this is crazy.
And what did you do? How
I can't remember my time. I'm not going to tell you my
just
time.
wanted.
No. You can look it up, can't you?
Not sure if you were on this server.
You can look it up.
I know my PB is 42.59, so that would be good for P3
Chris isn't doing anything in the background. Chris can find my PB for me.
Yeah, so my time would be good for P3 at the moment, but I think I would need like 2 days straight out of training just to get close to that.
This is the thing. This is PBs. This is personal bests from people who are doing laps and laps and laps of this. And these guys have just been dropped into a quali session, and it's been 11 minutes. It's mental.
So I think we need to remember one guy. I'm on a Storm watch at the moment. He's on P13, ahead of Rayman. So that's a much better showing this time around.
Yeah, well, let's see.
The rust is going off slowly.
Yeah, we can see it gradually peeling off and flying away. Let's see. I mean, Storm is quick in both cars. Was quick in both cars, but the XRG, you tend to use that more often, don't you, on like a rotate server, because most of the tracks that you go to on a rotate server are XRG friendly rather than XFG. So I'd say, yeah, Storm's got a better chance of doing well in an XRG than an XFG.
Yeah, I have his setup and I did 42.5, so yeah, there's time. There's time in his car.
Oh my goodness me, my PB around here is only a 42.96 apparently, according to Chris, which is good enough for 4th place. So that's crazy.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, I know, but that's when was that set, Chris?
So you're 4/10 slower than me.
2016, my PB is from. Good grief.
So 4/10 slower than me.
Yeah. When was your PB set? I'm not going to do this. It's not about us.
2 years ago.
It's not about us.
2 years ago.
It's not about us. Back to these guys. Back to the guys with talent at the front of the field.
Yeah,
Yanni's dropped down a bit.
So your Molo went to P2 now. Yeah. I mean, that Mantis lap is just crazy for a quali. I mean, this is not one-shot quali, but that lap just like has to be all in. And he's got even better split too now.
Your PB was July last year. I'm just going to rub some salt in that wound for you.
I had time in July.
But to be fair, that's a year ago, a year and a month. So yeah, fair play.
I didn't even have a kit back then.
Oh, you can't even blame that.
So Mantis goes 42.38 for this trial round. So that's only 300ths of a second off, and so he has put 2 laps good enough for a pole at the moment.
We have a newcomer on screen. Was in the chat for the first race, decided he didn't fancy driving XFG, and now has left the pits in an XRG and goes P8 on his first lap.
Well, that's not bad for a first lap. He has some speed in him.
Oh, he's gone. So that's it. All he's going to do.
I think he didn't want to do 2 hot laps in a row, so maybe he just spectated it and will go out from pits.
Potentially, or won't take the start at all, which wouldn't be uncommon for Gabor
So
in these sorts of races. TJ goes P2.
Second.
Look at that.
With mighty help from Magic and a draft.
Oh, he didn't have help from anyone.
Yeah,
he did it on his own.
Draft.
I'm pulling your leg.
I think Magic does not want Yermola to be ahead of TJ, but that was mighty lap. That was three tenths up on his PB.
Wow. Well, beating your PB in qualifying is the perfect time to beat your PB.
I mean, to be fair, TJ has a habit of doing that. Like when he started driving Fox, every week he beat his PB in quali, so that just shows how consistent he is and how little mistakes he does.
Augustin will be the final car across the line in this session because the timer has hit 0 and Yarmalo only has a couple of corners left to try and cement in his qualifying position. So far, so good for Team TJ over here on this side of the booth, and so far not good for Zdravko over there in the Yarmalo corner.
So Yarmalo just posted fastest split 2 and Unite has matched it. So we have possibly 2 cars with faster time than Poe at the moment. It's not over yet.
No, they're weaving their way through the final sector.
And Unite is following Yarmalo.
Yeah, he's right there, isn't
he goes a bit wide on the last turn. Let's see.
Oh,
Yarmalo goes
you're kidding.
P2, Unite goes P4.
You're kidding. It's but 0.02 of a second.
Oh, it's
unbelievable stuff.
No, that's not Mismet has a new PB for P12. I think Mantis has got a pole.
I think he has. I don't think there's anybody behind who's looking like they're going to improve. Or are they? Augustin did improve, but not enough. That was a P16 he managed to slot in there, and that is all she wrote. A couple of minutes, I believe, before we get going for the race. There we are. The timer is on screen. 3 minutes we will have to talk about that interesting qualifying session. I enjoyed that discussion with Zdravko, but now it's time to get down to some serious business because we have, quite a feisty race coming up and a lot hanging in the balance.
I think that the top 5 is just crazily balanced, crazy matched. It will be very, very hard to predict. I mean, I made my bet already, but very hard to realistically predict who wins out of top 5.
I mean, this is absurd. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I wasn't bad at GTIs back when I'd raced them. And if my PB was only a 42.9 around here and 5 people have beaten that within 15 minutes of just being thrown in the car, then it makes me a little bit sad. But fair play. It's something else, honestly. The talent on this grid is insane.
I mean, the evolution in LFS the last 2-3 years is just crazy. Sometimes we race a track after half a year and pole position would not be enough for top 10 in the next race.
Super impressive. So, and to be fair, the spread of times isn't that bad considering the position you guys put them in for this quality session. Top 10 separated by 1 second exactly. Pekka Koivunen rounding that out. Then we've got Donny just behind and Jari Tiller bookending the 20th place.
Yeah. And I mean, you gotta notice that Mantis is almost on world record pace already. So that's basically, yeah. Everybody has to compare to the fastest guys ever on this combo.
Yeah, fair play for you for doing commentary while being on baby duty. In the background there, Zdravko.
Yeah, he's enjoying racing. He's cheering on.
Yeah, Travis in the chat said he was appalled by your PB earlier, which I thought was quite amusing. But there we are, 30 seconds to go before we head off for another 14-lap race around Fern Bay Gold. But this time in the rear-wheel drive XRG. This thing's wider, it's longer, it's faster, it's more tail-happy, and that means we're going to get more fun, I think. I think this is going to be a more entertaining race than the XFG Fest we saw before.
You know, if we compare XFG and XRG, more fun is right selection of words.
Why do you think I used it? Here we go. So we have a grid of 27 cars, 28 cars now as Luke slots in at the back. Gabor did take the grid, he sits in P9. And we are waiting very patiently for the lights. Take it away, Zdravko, for the start.
I'm not sure who to follow. I'll just slot in with Unite as Yarmoa gets a good start. Mantis too. I think everybody gets kind of similar start, but TJ is very close to Yarmoa already. Mantis goes for the outside, and Yarmoa will be under attack. But TJ goes a bit wide. Unite might take the place from him. I think he will. TJ will have to back down into chicane. Yep. Will that make Yoni interested? I think TJ will be on the back foot. Hold his first lap. Yoni lifts a bit. Yoni lifts a bit, but I think he will be in the draft zone. That's a good turn. Oh, but Fredrik is very close also.
Yeah, but look, Yamalo's got a bit of a gap here. It's not ideal for him. You can see Yoni in the background there pulling out of the slipstream slightly. Oh, he's going to go for a send, is he? Yes, he is. He's going for a send on TJ. Oh, goodness me. He backs out at the last minute, and that was not a lot of room there.
What does Fredrik do now? He has the inside, he has the nose in. Oh, Yoni does not leave enough space. Fredrik would not be amused.
Yeah, Pekka Koivunen and Andoni side by side as we head through to the underpass, or that's what we like to call this anyway. The place where the two parts of the circuit cross over only happens at two.
TJ goes on the grass. TJ goes on the grass. Yoni is again very interested, and Fnatic will be looking to repay Yoni for his favor before.
Yeah, Yoni's going to have a great slipstream, and this has hurt TJ. This has hurt TJ a lot, and it's hurt me a lot because TJ's the man with my money. And
TJ
as we
already
go,
on defense. He will defend the inside. What will Yoni do?
Gonna be close.
I mean, you can't play on a switchback. You can't play on a switchback with TJ because he will not overshoot his braking zone. He's too good for that. As Unite touches tires a bit, and that slows down Yoni. You know, behind TJ, Yoni, and Fnatic, there's a Gabber lurking. And we know after 2-3 laps he will get very fast as he gets used to the car.
Yeah, Gabor did one lap in quali, and is now on the back of a three-way fight with TJ, Yoni, and Fnatic, and he's pulled out of the slipstream weirdly. He doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to get too much overspeed.
Fnatic sends one on the outside. Does not work. Will he try for a switchback?
Look at how good Gabor was on the brakes there. He's all over the back of them already.
Yep. I mean, that's just Gabor. He's very good. I think, you know, there's MRC FBM races on Saturday, and Gabor is on a roll of 10 wins in a row. That's how good he is.
That is mighty. That's mighty impressive.
So Fredrik is still in the draft zone, while TJ has pulled away a bit from Yoni. Gabor corrects me and says 12 wins in a row. Just stop then, Gabor.
He's listening to the commentary team as well.
Yeah.
So just flexing everywhere.
So Yarmola posts fastest lap 43.33. That's 1 second off quali pace. Tires obviously not hybrids all around. So Storm makes his mark on a return and gets a drive-through.
I wasn't going to mention it. I wasn't going to mention it.
I had to. We can't ignore this legend of a driver, even for the wrong reasons. As Fnatic goes a bit wide, he had a great chance and blew it.
Yeah, it's not fantastic, but there we are. He's still keeping Yoni honest, and Gabor, after having a good braking zone here on the last lap, is still not making any inroads into the back of that air attack car. So lots of work to do for Gabor. Those cars aren't just going to move out of the way on their own.
So
he's going to have to get through them on his own.
Unlike XRG, on XRG, tires will play a role. So anybody pushing too hard and killing their tires will suffer.
I don't know what it is, but when you talk ominously, I don't know, it does something to me, Zdravko.
Why?
Maybe I should have said that off air, but there we are. Yarmalo, currently with the fastest lap, is trying to chase down the Born to Race car ahead of him. But currently, it looks like Mantas has converted his pole position to a, well, very special race pace right now. Yeah, in fact, the gap has gone up by 200ths.
Mantas just passed 42.86. It's like he has no fuel in his car at all.
Speaking of fuel, the XFG uses more or less fuel than the XRG?
More.
Not that that's going to play much of a role. I'm guessing the XRG uses more.
Yeah, it uses XRG uses more.
So hopefully, yeah. Well, let's see. Donny is well, currently being pushed around by Pekka again.
I did not even notice that's twin cam because no green wheels.
Yeah, what's he playing at? There we go.
Yeah, that's not twin cam, that's a imposter.
Imposter, yeah. Can't possibly be twin cam. Well, as it stands,
meanwhile,
neither of us are leading up. Neither of us are winning our bets. But yes, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, Yarmola is still ahead of TJ, so
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's the winner, right?
Yeah. I mean, with that pace that Mantas is setting up,
impressive.
I think I'll be happy to lose to just see that pace as TJ goes very wide.
Yeah, Yarmala's made an error on that lap as well. I just want to highlight that. 4 tenths. Or more than that, actually. 6 tenths?
I mean, TJ saved it to not become too great of an error. He probably lost like a tenth at max. And he's now in draft with Unite, as Unite is suffering again from his pick of not using cider skin.
Yeah, the wrong skin syndrome for Unite. We tell him this every single race, every single series. Doesn't listen to us.
Genuine Racing is dead, let it go.
Yeah, let it go, man. Come on, it's been years.
Yeah, I think TJ will have him sooner or later. He has to lift. And that's costing TJ 3 tenths in sector 1 only to Mantas, and that's only 1 turn.
I'm just going to check whether the URL on the back of United's car is even still a thing. Bear with me.
Yeah, meanwhile, Yoni and Fnatic will get close to Unite. In the end, he will get passed by Gabber also, just because Gabber uses correct skin.
Yeah, it's not. That skin is now a relic. There we are.
TJ launches an attack.
Oh, that's a
goes
nice
for
move.
the
He timed that
inside.
perfectly.
Yeah. There's no way
So
Unite defends this.
strong on the brakes. So strong.
Yeah, and he even did that nice thing when you park the car on the apex and just delay the acceleration of the another car, in this case Unite. So he's basically free already, and Unite has his mirrors full of Yoni Katila. So he had a nice view of Yoni pitting. Thank you, Yoni, for robbing us of a attack.
Well, he's saving his attack for later on, but he's going to suffer from the short pit lane thing again. Oh, no, is he? Oh, he's timed that beautifully. Or has he? Who's got the overspeed? Is it Twin Cam? Sorry, Yari.
I think
Oh, his dad's managed to get him, has he?
does
Oh, he's
Yoni
squeezing him down to the apex. I love it.
does Yoni have the balls to say to his dad, move away?
For those joining for the first time, Yari is Yoni's dad, and he's ahead after the pit stop.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my kid there and thinking, if no way Yoni tells Yari to move away. And Yari will not move away, I think.
No, I mean, if he didn't move away at the apex after he made a stop,
Yeah.
he's not going to move away now, is he? They're in their own races. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. The pressure was too much.
Oh, Yoni had to brake not to crash into Yari.
Oh, this is jeopardizing each other's races.
Yeah.
You've got to love it. You've got to love it.
I mean, Yoni must have done something wrong for his dad to punish him like that.
But it doesn't matter. He's through.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I like that you thought that way. You're definitely a dad now. I'm just saying. You're getting into the role of a dad very well here.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Me and wife are already making plans how we will punish our son when he's like 20 years old.
Come on, we're trying to keep a happy mentality, happy thoughts on the stream here.
This is connected to the race.
It's not at all.
As we saw Augustine joining.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he joined from nowhere on our stream.
I think this has put Yoni behind Gabor, but in other way he has a clean track at the moment, so maybe it will turn out to be a good decision to pit.
2 seconds over Yarmalo. I mean, you've sung the praises of Yarmalo time and time again, but Mantas he's really shown up today. I wonder who expected that. I mean, you know, his performance in race 1 was astonishing, and now we're halfway through. Well, not even halfway through, and there's a 2-second gap at the lead.
Yeah, only thing worse is that TJ is next 2 seconds behind. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah. And Unite has kind of picked up the pace again.
Well, Unite's got a bit of a breathing space behind. Now
yeah, I mean,
pitted.
It looks like he's getting interested in TJ again. I mean, I gotta say that would be much easier if he didn't lose the place at the first. But it does look like TJ has some trouble with his tires at the moment. They are a lot harder than Unite's. As Twincam is involved in a nice fight. What's that?
Twincam made up 2 places in this fight. Boyman drops to the back of this train. And that's Nalu ahead. A name I'm not familiar with, just FYI.
I think he had a different name, but I'm not sure what name it was. I can't remember. I remember the LFS username, but I can't remember the
I think it was
name connected to that.
Yeah. Koivunen pits, so he's going to drop down the order slightly, maybe into that big gaggle just coming around the final corner. But Mantas again has opened up that lead. Another 2 and a bit tenths over Yarmalo.
Yeah, but look at Unite. Unite's very, very close to TJ now. So he posted best split 1 in this race. So Unite has remembered how to drive in XRG. Will this be enough for Unite to try to send? Nope. TJ? Okay, I wanted to say TJ goes sideways, but then Unite went more sideways. Yeah, that turn is awesome in XRG. It kinda holds on with grip on the rears, but just kinda, so you really have to be careful with steering input. Unite has started to attack curbs more and more, so he's looking for places where to find time on TJ. That's much easier when you're behind, as you're just following the other car and just cut that much more, and he pits. This should be interesting to see in relation to Yoni. Yoni is 14 seconds behind Unite at the moment, as Unite misses his pits box. That's what you get when you use the wrong skin. I think Yoni will get him now.
Yeah, he's cursed, isn't he? I mean, he's cursed
Yep.
himself. Yoni's going to slide past.
Yep.
A bit deep from Yoni, but doesn't matter.
I mean, this should give us a great race because Unite had awesome pace before he pitted. So Yoni can't catch a break.
Yeah, Yoni wasn't on amazing pace when he pitted. I mean, it was good. But let's see if Unite can give him any hassling.
He was ahead of TJ, wasn't he? Or just behind?
Just behind, I think. But yeah, I'm interested in this gap now to Yarmalo from TJ. I think it's opening up slightly, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it is.
Yeah, but I think they both just can't find an answer to Mantis.
Well, Fnatic is probably hunting for a podium. He was close to one in the previous race, but not close enough to get his hands on the trophy. So let's see, can he turn the laps now towards the end of this race? 6 laps to go, 5 after this one, and get hold of TJ.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it will be at the last place of the podium. Yoni and Unite are kinda in the fight. Unite had a pace over TJ, so he might get back the time he lost in the pit stop. And Yoni is a bit ahead, so he could be theoretically level with TJ. Yeah, Unite won't get a podium driving like that. He just went very, very deep in turn 1.
Excuse the pun. Magic just no scope to no scope and outbraked himself. It wasn't a good joke.
It was a good joke. I'm just checking why is he so far behind. He pitted, no scope did not. You know what would be even better? If he did a no scope 360.
Well, we've still got time. Maybe on the next lap. Oh, he's gone off. They're both going to do a 360. Oh dear me!
Oh.
Who's that just shot through? That was a back
Luke. No, that was
Luke.
Luke. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a place lost by Magic. Maybe he left too hard at the joke. Not sure if he's listening. So the only pack that is driving close, except the Luke Magic pack, is pack from Jari Katila to Mismita, Sarska, Rayman, and Koivunen. So that's 5 cars in 2 seconds, as Mismites is very interested in Jari. As Jari pits, robbing us out of yet another fight, thank you. I mean, the field is so close that a lot of times it makes sense to just pit and not fight.
Yeah, it does deny us some action, but it is what it is. Gabor re-enters the race in P9.
I mean, when you race GTIs like this, and when you do it with a bit of practice, you kind of understand why there have not been that much passing going on in Formula One before they started with DRS and stuff like that. It's just it's very hard to pass somebody if you're similar pace and if they don't make a mistake.
Something a bit different. We've got Oscar getting closer to Mismatsas here.
I think it might have been a case of him getting just overtaken. It looked to me like Arska is attacking, but Mismita speeded. Arska did not, so Arska is out of position as TJ pits.
I see.
TJ pits and Twinkum pits. Let's see where Yone is. Yone is far behind.
Yeah, Yoni doesn't have a shout. Loco then promoted a position, but he'll drop back down again when he pits. But yeah, the top three yet to pit then.
I mean,
Loco.
This puts Fnatic easily ahead of Yone, I think. He was some time behind TJ, but not that far away.
Yeah, you're right. If Fnatic gets his pit stop right, we've seen him make some errors this season.
And Unite has also not been able to mount a challenge on Yone.
And goes wide.
Yeah, that's what happened when you try to push the car harder than the car wants to go. Unite can do that once more, and by then Mr. Gabber will be in his mirrors. Yeah, I think Mantis is just not showing signs of slowing down. There's just spectacular pace from him this race around. Again in 42's 8.
Yeah, really impressive pace to the end. I mean, Yamalo's now. Well, I was just about to say Yamalo is holding pace with Mantas, but nope. Another 4/10.
Yep.
Going away from him there.
And I mean, Yermol is second on this strong grid, but Mantis has just been, yep, no words about it, just crazy fast. Not really sure. I mean, this could be the best speed of a driver we saw this year in GTI. I mean, the lap times are just crazy.
Yeah, laps that most of us can only dream of doing during a race. Impressive. From both of them, from all of the top guys here, really. But Mantas more than anyone.
Yeah, I mean that's it. TJ and Yermol are doing great laps, and Mantis is just like 3-4 tenths per lap, every lap faster.
Chris just rubbing salt in my wounds in the background. I'm not going to repeat it, but we all know what he was talking about. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I won't say it also.
Oh, he's going into the pits.
It's bad enough that TJ is behind Yermola.
Chris, guess what? That lap won't be faster than my PB. Fanatics come in the pits as well behind him. As does Loco. So TJ's going to slot through. There he goes.
Where Fnatic comes, I think it will be ahead of Yanni.
It's going to be ahead of Yanni. Yeah, just. But just is enough in this game.
Fnatic should be sending a thank you letter to Yarrick Attila.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? That was what cost that.
1 second. 1 second in it.
But yet again, Fnatic unable to get on the podium. Close but no cigar. But yeah, what a showing
We
from
have a
Mantas.
certain Mr. Cabes ahead of Fnatic. Who this might? Okay, he lifts. This could have been ugly, and Unite catches him. Oh my god, this was bad. Yeah. Okay, they all survive.
Just about, but there's more people coming through. We don't really want to have an incident like that on the stream,
Yeah,
but you know,
it's
why
a
not?
last lap.
He's moving out of the way. Mantas has only got a couple of corners to go. He's just about to come through the underpass before he takes the flag, but he has pushed that gap up to Yarmalo to 3 seconds, which is impressive given the caliber of the drivers behind him. And now he's doing a bit of a flourish at the end.
Maybe he had 2 cold tires. Just wanted to heat up a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't
Don't
want
bin it,
to.
mate.
Yeah, he doesn't want the gap to be too big at the line. He doesn't want to hurt Yarmalo's ego too much. But there we go. He comes across the line sideways. So does Yarmalo. And then it's TJ who takes P3. Fnatic will take P4. Yoni Katilla will take P5. And then across the line in all manner of directions, it's Unite followed by Gabor. And then in a sensible fashion, following behind, we have the Born to Race drivers of Twincam and Loco. Rounding out the top 10 will be Mismasas. And we'll let the rest finish, do the full rundown, and do a wrap up on what has been a fantastic 252nd Fragmaster's GTI Thursday. Zdravko, it's fair to say that the GTI Thursday series has gone down a storm, no pun intended, in the LFS community, and long may it live because it keeps providing us with fantastic racing action. It's great to be a part of when you drive it, and it's great to watch, and hopefully it's great for our viewers too. Any thoughts on that?
That has been a couple of awesome races. I think my only thought is that Yarmala did manage to get a fastest lap, so yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody that wants to race should race this. It's a great entry. I know that the times at the top look a bit scary. They look scary to me too, but in the middle and at the back end of the field, there's great racing waiting for everyone.
Yeah, here. TJ's taking his place up on the podium, but no one else has come to join him as yet. We've got Mantas and Yarmalo who could come out onto the home straight if they wanted to, but they are choosing not to right now. And I believe that's everyone. I believe everybody has finished. They have, or else they're going to get an interesting sight of the rear of TJ's car. But yes, let's get the results on the screen and run down the full order of that second race. Mantas for Born to Race finished in 24 minutes 21.59. Then we had Yarmalo and TJ rounding out our podium. Fnatic not quite able to do it today, but finishes P4, very respectable, 6 seconds off. Then we've got Yoni, Unite, Gabor, Twincam, Loco, and Mismatsas rounding out the top 10. Donny, Nalu, Rayman, Luke, Koivunen, Yari Katilla, Asker, Augustin, Storm, and Magic are our top 20. So Storm made it onto the first page of results in race 2. I guess that's an improvement.
Yeah, even with the drive-through, he would be in top 15.
Yeah, that is a very good point. We did have slightly fewer drivers enter this race, though, so don't want to spoil his afternoon, but there we are. 21st goes to Rick98. No Scope finishes in 22nd. Christian from Fragmasters P23. Cabazon, Rocket, Kirku, Young, and EA Presley round out the 28 drivers that started this race. And take a look at that. Yarmalo with a 1:42.72. Not quite quali pace, but still very, very fast. Very, very fast indeed. So congrats to him for the fastest lap. TJ is still on his lonesome on the grid. I don't think he's going to get joined by his comrades. So that's all she wrote, folks. And yeah, for another week, that was a really nice way to finish our GTI Thursday action for August on our channel. Yeah, thank you for having us along again, Zdravko. We look forward to the next one.
Oh, thank you for joining me here.
Yeah. Do we have any drivers for interviews? I wonder today. Currently not. We might hold for a couple of moments while we do that. But oh, here we go. Oh, we've had a crash on the grid. Gabor cementing his mark there. But yes, I don't think we are going to hear from any drivers today. So I think it's safe for us to wrap up the proceedings this evening and say thank you very much yet again, folks, for watching on our channel. We really do appreciate your support. If you enjoyed, please consider following the channel, liking the video on YouTube, subscribing to anything you can with our name on it would be great. And yeah, we'll hope to see you in the next one. I think we've got some Ronies action starting again next week. I believe we have an XL round coming up in September. In fact, do we have an XL round next week? I probably should have checked this before we went on air, but let's have a quick look at our calendar before we sign off for the evening. Yes, we do have Roni's Tuesday Fun Race Extra Large on Tuesday, and that will take place at West Hill National in the XFG. So more GTI action on our channel. Well, we can't get enough of it here, can we, Zdravko?
Yep.
Should be good. So yeah, please join us on Tuesday for that. Yes, another one of those is done. We'll be back with more Fragmasters GTI action in September. We hope you enjoyed it. Please do all the good stuff, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you very much. Have a good one. See you next time.
See ya.